But Consulate is about to start, and you know what that means. That means we are going to the operator Ben select, and which ones will be removed. Now, normally Nomad and Valkyrie, pretty decent standard bans.
Yeah, it limits Consulate. If you're somehow watching this game and you haven't really seen a Consulate game before, I think it's always worth sort of mentioning this stuff because, hey, maybe this is your first time watching Siege. Hello, welcome. This is Comp Siege. We're close to the end. It's been a wonderful time.
Nomad.
No, Nomad's on the board. So Consulate is a rectangle. It's a dangerous rectangle with four big flat sides, two of them longer than the others. That's how rectangles work. Covered and littered in windows and rotation routes. It is a lot of hanging. It is a lot of window play. It is a lot of danger that is constantly present of people just sticking a head out, sticking a little bit wide, getting a little bit loose, and jumping out and finding a rotation, because you know that for a lot of holds and a lot of takes and a lot of pushes, there will be at minimum 1 or 2 people on window repels on these dangerous angles. Valk goes because she gives you just a flat bit of information. You are a talented Valk player, which we know this region is so good at. You can put a camera that can give you the full read on like 2 sides of this building. Yeah. And that gives you that instant intel, and it's hidden because it's a lot of room outside of... You can throw a camera as hard as you like out of any location of Consulate, and it'll land, and you'll be able to utilize it pretty much. You can't do that on a lot of other maps. You can't do that on a lot of... You have to be a little bit more specific, and that lack of specificity helped people develop fun places to put cameras.
Very much so, and as we are getting on the way, we do not see the line coming out. The operator that was being brought by Liquid every single attacking round on the previous matchup. Now instead we see the Nomad coming through, and that's what we're basically talking about. There's a lot of jump outs here, and the Nomad will be helping you to secure these and to make sure that you don't really have to worry about it as much. Thinking, for example, of the balcony that is on top of it, the double window ones next to projector, or maybe even the yellow door or yellow window. You know, you never know where the jump outs are going to be coming from. Either way, as we are getting in the way, we should highlight the points of interest for the attackers. Now, first one will be bathroom, as you see right here, is currently being set up. Shields and 3 ADSs to make sure that that shield will stand. And of course, piano. Now, you might be thinking, why piano? Well, that is just purely for the verticality and for the control that you can find, and to make sure that the defenders have no way to rotate back in when you try and get the plant down.
Well, Nesk is already eyeing some of the prize here as they swan their way through and around the backside, looking for the pressure on the top floor. One of the other things, if we're going to talk about the external, the internal of this map, it floods very well. From top to the bottom, the hatches have great synergy. You can hit this top floor and find yourself in and amongst the hold in the basement if you set it up properly within about 3 or 4 seconds. It's so just quick. Which means that the attackers have to be quick. If they want to set themselves up to try and punish some of these bodies that are on the top, there's a couple of different staircases, sure, that we're seeing them dance around, 3 to be precise, but there's all these hatches there's littered across the floor. It takes a lot of a threat, and this is what ties back into what I said before, is it's a window game, baby. Let's start watching and see who has that upper edge and upper hand, as Palu is the first to dig his way actually just into the core of the site. The middle of the Jenga tower has been pulled out from beneath him, and Nesk wants to try and strike and pushes the aggression. You can see the Maestro is swinging around underneath towards the spiral or the circle desk, I believe. He needs an angle, but Nesk is trying to get it above and drops Lukid. Now he's looking for the slip away here as they quickly try and just reduct themselves all the way to the side.
Reduct just trying to rotate out as fast as he possibly can, whilst Fowls takes some damage himself. Very quick control gained here by Liquid. Nesk, beautiful shot. Palu was out with the entry kill, and this allows Liquid to work onto their first attack successfully here. All they need to do is get rid of the Electro Claws right now, and that you do by taking control of that piano, which is currently just free to take. And Moringa will be the one that has to do so with that big sledgehammer, but they're being careful. They're being sure that they don't miss anything. As they get the Electro Claw now, the breach will happen.
It was a very clever play there. I was there waxing lyrical about, well, you can try and take the take and the top and push them down, and Liquid just went, well, if we cut them in the middle, then they can't go anywhere, and we can get them and cut them off as they try and flee. They were able to find 2. Obviously, one was off the back of an insane swing inside that top projector room, but since then, it's just now Liquid loads of time to get themselves set up here. The main wall of the site itself on this garage starts to open. They're droning around the side, and Falls is the next to fall here with more holes open above. There's one more for Palu, opening with himself a double, and as Sexy Kate goes to stick the diffuser, Felipox doesn't have a lot of options here because they're pretty much everywhere. There's one body behind you, they know where you are, and Liquid have a flawless opening.
Flawless indeed, beautifully played out, got these roamers and shut them down. And they weren't too quick. Like, okay, it was 3 and 5. Liquid have a 2-man advantage. What you sometimes see teams do is try and utilize that by going quick, trying to keep the pressure on. And that is often how you allow these teams to try and fight back into the round. But what you saw Liquid do is they put a step back. They knew they had a 2-man advantage. All they had to do was just work on that objective, make sure you get the Electro Claws, you open up the garage wall. With that, you put the pressure down, you can get these cross angles. And you're either going to get the plan down or you're going to get the kills. That is the way that it goes. And that is the way that it went.
Having a good time, Nesk, and understandably so. The only people I think that aren't really having a good time right now is MIBR. They have just been pushed and battered aside, and they've had a rude awakening. I would say if this wasn't the second map in a series, if anything, what they've just had there is a bad start. It's down to see if they can try and get their wheels on the ground and see if they can catch up to Liquid, because the pace that they're putting down is pretty phenomenal. I know we've always talked about it, the late pushes, the late attempts on the plant is in the hands of Liquid, all par for the course. It gives you vibes of old Vitality, except Liquid makes their presence a little bit more known. I think in the build-up, they're happy to take heads and executions along the path to that execute setup. Whereas with the old school sort of take, it was you don't know where they are, oh, suddenly the site is theirs. Liquid go, we're taking everything as loud as we can, and you just have to try and stop us.
You have to try and stop us, indeed. That is something a lot of these teams in the lower bracket have had issues with. TSM came close, but not quite close enough, as Liquid was able to close it out, and now Liquid leading 1 map and 1 round, needing 6 more to find themselves inside of the grand final that will be played later today. So as you see, Liquid again putting up a lot of pressure here on that top floor. They probably will know Raps is playing inside of the theater. You have Luca that is playing inside of the yellow stairs. They're going to be trying to get these many different angles to make sure that they have the opportunity to yet again grab an opening kill.
4 frag grenades and 6 flashes means that, well, Luca's time here is probably not going to be very long spent, especially with nothing to try and catch it. Okay, they're not really digging themselves up as if they were trying to hold the top here, but you wonder just how long he's going to be able to actually stick around this bathroom area, because as we can see, as I've highlighted before, it's a lot of window watching. It's waiting and shopping and seeing what's in this season. Currently, it's Luca. He's in the bathroom, cowering in a corner, holding on for everything that he can, but it's so hard to give him some structural support here. He's just trying to buy as much time as possible, and to be fair, 1:30 gone, and they haven't been able to get him just yet.
Oh, now the repels in are coming. Nesk is going to be hunting for these 2 roamers that are on that top floor. Is he going to be able to find any is the big question, though, as he rotates through and will be able to try and find an angle. Goes inside a theater, but now knows when it's going to be inside of the copy room, and as the other one has fallen back down the stairs already, Palu's trying to put up some pressure right here from the library. The grenade will be coming in, will be landing right underneath its feet. The second one will be coming as well. There it is, Nesk picks up the kill. 48 left for 300 he is right now.
2 minutes wasted, though, by Luca, the loose man on the top floor, and now they've got to see if they can try and crack through the rest. That is jammed. No entrance for that for you for now, as it sits there on the other side of the muted wall. If you're wondering why it's there, it's the jammer that's got it. The Kaid Claw only has the 2 walls on the right-hand side, which means that he can sort of pull away and hope that they don't pick up the presence as soon as they're able to get that inside. Round the back of the spiral here, they're trying to take the pressure. There's 1 more to go through. Nesk, as Falls, is able to take care of Moringa in the split. The pre-fire comes. Nesk braves it and pushes the body back, but 20 seconds. They have to either try and capitalize on Piano or just charge their way down. The claw's gone, but the jammers are still present. It has to be a dig dive. It has to be something smashed through these stairs. It's Spiral that is the point of ingress. It's the back of Visa that Raps pre-fires a C4, doesn't catch it, and that gives them the cue to go. Swing around the corner, can't quite get it. It's Falls and PSK, 1 apiece. The door of the kitchen goes into Liquid's favor. It's all down to Falls. He gets a quad. He gets the honor. He gets the ace.
It came down to the very final moment, and Nitro there saved the round, took out that defuser. They had no opportunity of planting it. And somehow managed to take out all and every single one of them. Man, what a round. And we're going to get many more like this. The Mute Jammer is really working out well there. Able to make sure that the exothermics are not allowed to pop off. And as a result, they had to rotate around. They almost made it work. Almost made it work. They got very close right here, but just look at Nask again, just opening up the scoreline, grabbing these kills. And they almost made it work, but just falls everywhere, every single angle you can imagine. He picks up these kills and manages to make it stick.
That double C4 on the push around the bottom of Spiral. I mean, we saw the pre-play C4 attempt towards the door at the bottom of the Visa stairs, didn't quite catch. That, I mean, from a flawless to a falls ace, back and forth, it's, I guess, for MIBR now, you know, you made in Brazil, but you got to try and be forged in Paris. You have to set yourself up for these big plays. You have to respond with the confidence that Liquid, I guess, demands from any opponent that they go against. Yeah. And it's a confidence that we know that they've had. And when it's been a little bit on the back foot, we haven't quite seen them throw themselves into a map the same way. But at the same time, this is the first time we're seeing them in this do or die situation. They've otherwise, you know, up until the game with NIP, been in that winner's bracket, been dispatching people, including Liquid.
And they have been indeed. Now Liquid trying to go for a quick push to this side, maybe trying to take yellow control as quickly as they can, as the repels are all there already. One or two up on that western side of the building. Sexy K trying to hold some angles, trying to go for some drones, where Liquid really putting everything they have, it looks like, for now at least, the manpower count, onto yellow stairs and potentially the A-bomb side. B-bomb side. Sorry, my bad. Either way, there is no one there, so there is definitely an opportunity to go for it. All that you need to take care of is the Banshee, but you also have to take care of the player that could be going all the way over through the Visa stairs, because there's a very long angle right there that is available to be used, and as well as the yokai drones that can just jump up from these hatches. So there's plenty of utility to stop a quick plant from happening, but that might not stop Liquid from attempting it anyway.
Now, there is always the beautiful comparisons between how this map was the second in the showdown before and, well, how we can sort of set this up. Raps able to get the opener, able to get that first body for MIBR this time around, gives them something to build behind, and I think some of the short fallings that they're able to punish them across, it was 4-2. I think the last time MIBR opened on their defense here. Liquid, they're trying to set themselves off to a slightly better bit of momentum, but it was Raps and Felipox that absolutely exploded on the other day. You're kind of looking at them right now as Falls gave you some energy. Can we get the replication of that you had on that previous showdown?
Now, Falls is holding a very long angle all the way from the A-bomb chassis into those windows, so the rappel in is going to be very difficult to try and pull off. So you need to put down the pressure onto the actual bomb side, and with that you need to take the balcony control. If you do not do that, then it will be free, basically, for MIBR to hold on to this. So there's still plenty of work to do right here. 50 seconds are left on that clock, and as extra utilities being taken care of, there is still the yokai at the bottom of that hatch that can just jump up at any moment and stop a plant from happening. So they need to be quick, and as Moringa now will be going down, he's going to be making sure that the angle is no longer going to be allowed to be watched by Falls, but there's still two C4s below. Like, it's all set up for failure for Liquid here.
Now as the drone gets dropped, Sexy Cake swings, takes it. Felipox a split second too late to blow that carrier out, but that does mean that that bomb kit is cold. PSK heats up on the backside, drops Raps, but that's 10 seconds left, and that's them trying to flood their way back in and pick up the pieces, try and get the plant. They have the bodies below, they have the man in the connector, they have a lot of danger, and they have the one on suicide. It's quick trades all over the shop, and Liquid somehow stick it in and amongst the mix and the madness. The one precious kill came from the cover over that connector. Can they find these last two bodies that are trying to spiral their way up the aforementioned stairs? A dangerous dance over the door as they slip by towards the back of vending. Over and over the shield, Parley will give the game away. Has a grenade in pocket but doesn't need it. finds the second, tries to fire the third, but it's Lukid. Hops over after getting one more, suddenly spraying round. 17 seconds. You've got to take this fight where you're at right now. They're baiting, can't get the rotate. He doesn't need it. Palu!
What a round. Everything was set up for failure there and for Liquid. They had to deal with so much utility. A Banshee, 2 Evil Eyes they managed to clear first. There was only 30 seconds left on the clock. There was a Yokai drone that jumped up, guided the Nitro cell into the hands of the one that was planting the counter diffuser. And there were still players below. I'm not quite sure what happened with the extra Nitro that was there on Phillypox. I believe that... Here we're going to see it. Oh, that's actually the one that picked up the kill, I believe. So I'm not sure what happened with the one from Lukid then. Beautiful shots here, just coming through, and somehow PSK opening this up, and then the cover comes in from Palu as well, just to make sure that these kills and this round goes Liquid's way, and they retake the lead now. 2-on-1 situation.
Well, they've equaled the performance they were able to do on this map last time, and they have a lot of opportunities to try and do a little bit better, at least in terms of their attack now. Palu pulling that together with the cover, the plant, making sure it was able to stick it. As I said, that desperate firefight on the suicide balk, and having themselves in a situation to have that other body, that other watch on the other shoulder in the other direction, saved that round for Liquid. A great take with the C4 underneath, went unchecked and punished them because of it. Phillypox got his first. And if you're an MIBR fan, you're probably hoping the first of many. Still, as I said before, it was only 2 attacks that Liquid were able to get on their attack previously. On Consulate, there was plenty of time for MIBR to be the ones that sets themselves up for the same success they had when this was previously the middle map of the best of 2 on the first day of playoffs.
That's the kind of thing now, right? Because Liquid already equaled what they did the last time around. That means there's 3 more rounds where MIBR is at risk of potentially not outdoing themselves or equalizing themselves compared to the previous time when they were able to take the map. So, as Liquid going up onto the balcony, it seems like they're setting up to go for a very quick push into the lobby right here. And there they go, to take care of it with a Gon 6. The cover is there from Nesk on the window, and the plant will go down. There's only 1 second left on that. There's no way they can stop that.
Well, the diffuser's planted. Lukid at least gets Moringa on suicide, but Nesk has a freebie. Dropped on the hatch, doubles up, and just kind of hangs around. Waits. PSK, in the meantime, going for a big rotate around the back of admin, but don't worry, man. Nesk has got it. 1 more for his tally, and he's hopped over to the other side for 1 more, and 1 more! And Nesk with an ace!
All the way from the window, every single kill!
We said it's a window map, Nesk. We didn't mean like that, but you do you, my friend, because what you do is so good, so excellent, and so beautiful to watch.
Man, how can you let him get 5 kills like that? It's okay, though. I'm just keeping track, by the way, of how quick he is to go over to 300. He was 47 when we started this round. He only needs 42 more now, so he's looking to go over that. It was a while before since we saw someone with 200 kills, and now this man, he's like, you know what, let's just get into that best of 5 after this and make sure.
It's the skin, the Liquid skin.
It's the skin.
It makes a lot of sense. Get your program skins in and you can play like Nest. That's 2 aces over 4 rounds we've had, 1 for each of the 2 teams, and a flawless.
And a flawless.
No, is that 2? Oh, no, we lost Moringa on the top. That wasn't a second flawless, but we have had the opening round. It's a flawless, an ace, 1 versus 1 clutch situation.
And an ace.
And an ace.
Off from the sitting window as well. He was just on the rappel up there. He's like, this,
on the window.
This is a good spot. I think I set myself down here.
Nesk, man, this is an aim lab.
I think it is, actually, if you see it like that. I mean, man, people said it yesterday already. Like, it's looking like he's playing T-Hun Nesk, it is. The way he's easily getting these kills left and right, but man, absolutely what an insane player. I wouldn't be surprised. I can call it now already. He's probably going to be MVP of the tournament.
It wouldn't surprise anyone. He has stepped up in a huge way, and it just drives more concern to MIBR. It's a team that has been so brilliant throughout this tournament. It's a team that's had so much creativity, so much flair, and been such a fantastic wave of the flag for the region here, and they are just suffering as so many others had under that heft of Liquid, that it just swarms you, it engulfs you, it overwhelms you. And you wonder how you can stop it, because it's been cited it is a fantastic team for a very long period of time, and we're witnessing them at their best.
We're definitely witnessing them here in a very great state. Yesterday they were struggling a little bit with Liquid. Now everything seems to be coming together right here. They're trying to set themselves up for success, and as Reduct will go down, is Luca that takes a lot of damage as well. Is that an entry that will be confirmed is the big question.
I'm not sure where that spray came through. I think it was around the back of
Windows,
was it? Yeah, there it is. Palu locks it off again. I mean, we can talk about everything that Nesk is doing, but Palu is also 7-1. So those two...
These are the two best players.
These are the best two players in the tournament statistically
yes.
for KD. And this is what... And it hasn't changed, pretty much. Regardless of the opponent that they're up against, they're still able to put in these massive meteoric performances. Nesk has suffered this time on a window. He has taken damage. He can bleed. It's the next bit that seems to be the tough bit, which is stopping him make you bleed worse as they recoup themselves, recount, restructure, and go and try and pull someone away. They still have loads of time, minute 10. It's a quick map if they need it to be, and they're a quick team if they want to be. And they're looking to cut themselves underneath reps here and go for that piano take, as PSK is the steady across the top.
Just making sure that slowly but steadily these roamers will be cleared out. Hoping to find them as well, as one of them is in theater. Palu in the meantime very deep here in benches as well, and Lukic is coming up around the back, might be trying to go for a bit of a retake, but if Palu finds out that he might be flanked, he is of course going to be swinging around that. They have the drone, will be giving away the game, and there comes Palu, comes in and gets that kill. Lukic drops 3 on 5 right now. Moringa will go down for just a little bit, and Reps will secure that kill, and they now know someone will be in lobby. Is Palu going to go for the hunt? It does look like it, but Files, I believe, in the meantime. Okay, no, that's below. Never mind. Reps inside the bathroom. 20 seconds on that clock. He is in a very good spot. If he continues to hold the vertical right here, he might have the opportunity to deny plant.
Palu is holding off the angle. He wants this fight. He takes it and he drops it. There is only a handful of seconds left, and they get an important kill downstairs for Leapox, but he gets dropped from above. Quad kill for Palu. There's one more body, but it's PSK that takes it, and Liquid are able to take another round.
You have no clue how close that could have been. The echo was there, the timer was running out, the plant was about to come down, and PSK, he just doubled down the stairs to make sure that the Yokais or the echo had no opportunity of making anything stick. And as you said, Liquid, the last time around, they managed to get 2 rounds on the attack on this map against MIBR. They just doubled that.
It's terrifying.
Oh yes, it is very terrifying, especially if Palu is now starting to pop off as well. What are you going to do, MIBR? Are you playing against Palu, playing against Nesk? Currently both are about to... Well, Nesk is 1 kill away from 10. Palu already hit it right there with the quad. How do you stop that? How do you stop these two players from going...
It's nigh
It's explosive.
The one of the best takes I've seen so far, I'm going to credit them. It's the Hungarian R6 caster.
Oh, yes.
Bursy, B3R.
Oh, yeah,
C1.
okay.
That nescalated quickly.
It did very escalated quickly, that's for sure. That's a
I love it. And you're right. How do you stop it? How do you stop what is an unstoppable game? It's 2 players, a 10-1, a 9-3. It's just unfeasible. At this level, in this stadium, at this core part of the competition, on the final day against a team that had defeated you before, and after all the fight that you've done in the lower bracket, to still be delivering such a magnificent and a masterpiece performance, how do you stop it? Because
that is the big question. Can you stop it?
Can you stop it? Exactly. It's not just how do you, it's can you? Because you really have to dig beyond anything that's come through before. You know you're in this situation. You know you're a map down and you're on your kind of position now to see if you can lock and cement something, because nothing is feasible or manageable at the moment. Seemingly everything is Liquid, both in player and in structure. And it is just being swept away down the river. Moringa swings in one more time. The body is going for the top over the clear here as they set towards the big spread of MIBR players on the top floors.
Of course, it is going to be the split site, meaning that they need to still work their way down. And as the hatch does get opened up, that means that the pressure on Reduct will soon be on. There's still, of course, going to be a bit of cover. Raps are still playing above, I believe, and will be near the bathroom, so has the opportunity to go for a big flank, but they need maybe a bit more than that. I believe Philippox also rotating around. No, will be in the lobby. So I'm trying to find out where the push could be coming from, because Liquid is setting themselves up well. There is a man right around the corner. Is Luke? Is Neska where? That is a big question here. Has to push in, has to get this kill, but he needs to make sure he doesn't get pushed from the back. He downs by Lukid. That's the entry here for MIBR.
Now as they spray across, it's Philippox with another one. The C4 has been able to lead them to a little bout of success, and they have doubled the body balance. They have dropped. Nesk and Moringa is gone as well. He hasn't quite had the big impact, but you still got 3 big Liquid players on the board. The team of MIBR has to come together for this conceded effort of we can stop them, we can hold them at bay, set up the damn wall and see what structure is left remaining, because you still have a lot to play for. PSK looks to punish that Visa rotation down the stairs. They've shepherded the blue bodies all the way back down, and to be fair, that plays into MIBR's favor. There's one loose in Piano, one loose hold on the far side, and Raps is actually going to be able to take it. He wasn't in Piano, he was higher. He was all the way in CEO still. And that gives them another blow, and that gives us 20 seconds. They have the diffuser, sure, but they have very little else, and look at MIBR. They're creeping for damage and kills. Palu is all that is left. And 10 seconds and a cold diffuser. MIBR aren't pushing this too much, because the push they did at the start was more than enough.
It was indeed, and MIBR, they managed to salvage a round yet again. It's basically a repeat of what we have been talking about throughout the previous matchup. Liquid able to lock off a 4-2 split, Liquid able to put up these huge rounds. But the thing that worries me most,
Yes.
is the fact that MIBR's coach is really, really tame today. Yesterday, they were all like screaming at each other and making sure that the mental game will be on point, and MIBR themselves now just really tame. Not having that same loud noises every single time they win a round, and of course they are behind. They're a map behind. They're 2 rounds behind. And they're still very motivated. But I've seen them way more loud and heard them way more loud.
4-2. Liquid, you're on your defense now, and you've got to try and hold the structure. Sexy Cape, hands of Oryx. I love the possibilities of Oryx. I know I mentioned this a few times. It excites me because you have this response. You have something so great on paper.
Yeah.
But making it actually pop, making it actually come to fruition, and making that wishboard of insane Oryx plays come together, that is a different story. That is the one that you don't really see as much. This is a great map for it. This and Coastline, I think, are the 2
I was going to say,
best
first
maps
Coastline, then Consulate.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hatches you can use here.
So many hatches, and they lead together, they bleed together, they
They're all open up as well.
just, it gives Sexy Cake so much room to play around with, and so much room to cause trouble, because you can, on this map, you can drop a hatch and pick yourself back up on a different hatch very quickly and suddenly be entirely on the other side of the map. And hard to control on Consulate is dangerous Consulate.
I think that sums up Consulate quite well. If you do not manage to control your enemies, like Nesk in a window or Paulo just rushing in, getting a quad kill, that is very dangerous to play with. And if Sexy Cake suddenly is starting to pop up on every single hatch you can imagine, or you have to worry about every single hatch there is on this map, might be struggles for MIBR. But it looks like they're not really too worried about Visa yet. Look at already inside of admin, trying to push through, and we'll be opening up that hatch for a bit of flank watch as well. Now the call will come in from Liquid to try and fall back a little bit more. Palu with a pre-play C4, just waiting for the call of the teammate to pop it now. Instead, we'll just grab a drone. And MIBR, they waste a bit of early game utility. And now they can start working on getting that control, because they play and they go from admin. They have the Hibana with them, and that means that the X-Cars will be used on the wall, as you just saw, but also behind the long desk, because you want to open up the position that the smoke normally plays in. As you see right there, I believe this time not the smoke, but PSK that's around the corner. He will be displaced, and that's for sure.
Well, PSK is in a bit of a danger zone here. Has a shield to offer some support on the back line, but as soon as he swings there, hey, there's a guy. Hey, there's a guy. Hey, there's a free drop and a free take. Falls over the top of the Visa stairs. The exchange is purely into the favor of Liquid. That was a misplay.
Questionable.
A mistake, and now they're able to punish PSK. They've got to obviously see if they can not make those sort of just missteps, but it was, whether it was a lack of communication, you potentially had Reduct open the wall while he was still on the drone, he didn't know it had gone through. They're still trying to lock off PSK. They don't quite have it yet, but one thing that Liquid does have is these roams. They have a body on Spiral. They have one underneath Piano, I think it is right now. They still have C4 too. It's dangerous for MIBR.
It definitely will be, and as long as PSK stays alive, he's going to be a living drone, you can almost call it. There's still too much smoke canisters to try and stall out a bit of time. Nesk is still below with that Nitro to come in. If they start to go for the plant and the Sexy Cake tries to take the gunfight here, he might be pushed from below. Reduct in the meantime trying to go for a flank as Paulo picks up the kill. Onto him, however, will just be the cover. Gonna get another one right here. Raps will be able to pick one up. There's now a 1P person in the site right there. Luke but Nesk has a C4 still available. The smoke will force him out. And with 10 seconds left, they need to try and get that plant going on.
They've gone for the recollect. They're looking to see if they can stick it behind the bomb chassis, but there's a body coming up. Visa stairs. There's a C4 still underneath. There is Sexy Cake locking another round for Liquid. And there is the first Liquid defense going their way.
That is the Liquid defense going their way. Just casually walking into the site sideways. The C4 pops in beside him, and suddenly the planter is down. He's like, all right, let me just get that final kill. And Liquid leading 2-5. Really stepping it up big right now. Is that Nook that we just saw hover? You guys don't see it because we're currently watching the coach in Liquid, but
we have multiple angles.
We have multiple angles. I just saw a Nook that was quickly being hovered over. So who knows if Philippox is going to be deciding to go for a 6-pick or if it was a misclick. Just Paulo here with that cover. I was going to say, like, Reduct is trying to go for the flank up onto the spiral stairs, but Paulo there to provide the backup and there to provide the security. Make sure that the player Sexy Cake was allowed to live and move on. And look at those faces whenever they win a round. It's so beautiful to see. Liquid really going strong right now. 2 rounds away from making the grand finals here. And what a story it would be. NIP, the runner-ups of last year, finding in the grand finals. If they would come up against Liquid, who is the most decorated team in the region, to fight it out for the hammer, to fight it out, who will be able to take it home for the first ever time in LATAM history.
5 seconds left.
And now, it is the basement that will be chosen. It is the garage, it is the kitchen. We do see a couple of spawn peek attempts maybe from Liquid. No, not really. Well, Sexy Cake is he's definitely dancing around right there on those windows, so who knows? Trying to escape any potential return. But for now, MIBR not really able to do anything. But a very heavy push towards the actual garage wall, it looks like.
You know what I love is that we have, I believe, still consistently 4 observers are currently working on these games. It's not just Easy and Medics. We got to give a shout out to Redlight and Marciu, who have stepped in. They're all doing things like the overhead cameras that we've been getting and all the catches on the kills. All 4 of them have been outstanding over this playoffs period. But even with 4 observers, where things are happening next in these showdowns is still so tough to pull. They're playing this game. I see you're very curious.
Yeah, because one of them got actually tricked by the Cade. So they got a grenade in right there. They stopped the electrical and immune jammer that was there. I just like. Either way, they managed to get the exothermic on, but the electroclaw just hit in time to make sure that the push wasn't going to be coming there. So they tried to go for a quick push in MIBR, and they see now it failed. They see that the ID has been read into by Liquid. And right now they're going for a bit of a rotate. They're going for plan B. They're trying to get these kills on many different spots. The Sexy Cake is putting himself on top of the toilet to try and
hold off,
get some kills.
Yeah, he's waiting patiently. He can swing round. There's Raps that finally drops into Piano, and now they can start trying to cause a bit of a problem with Reduct offering the split push here, and Philippox as well on that rotation round on the back corridor that is the core of all of this. They know the next body has to be this man on the toilet. Lukid is here as well. 4 bodies trying to find the frag. Sexy Cake is fighting till the end at this point. They're not going to stop him, so he's going to try his best to cut them down. Gets 1. Nesk in the meantime is able to find Raps on the split as well. They punish them because now they've lost that Habana. They've lost That Ash, they've lost a lot of that smash utility. There's still a body on the top floor. That's the danger right now, as Nesk is still up there. They've got the hatch open. They've got this momentum that they can swan down and drop on the heads of MIBR if they don't try and dig themselves deep into the site sooner rather than later. A 4 versus 3. Finally, the wall has fallen. But the MIBR players are pretty isolated right now. If that gets red, that could be a very quick punishment that, to be fair, Liquid, they're not pacing themselves too much. I'm still looking at the man on the hatch, and I'm looking at them go for this plant. The call will come out. They'll ask for Nest to come a little bit back. He gets one. Palu gets the cover, and they get their second map point.
And not just one again, Em. Not just one map point. Not just one match point. I believe they have a total of 4, if my calculations are correct. All right, Liquid. A very good play, by the way, putting the vigil inside of the bathroom right there to try the drone, to try to get all these different angles, but you'll see that he's in there, you just don't know where, and you don't expect him to be on top of the toilet. So they were a bit, you know, surprised when he jumped down to try and take the fight with literally everybody he could find is there again. The cover from Nest coming in and able to at least secure the kill before he was punished himself. Most important thing maybe right there, because that allows you to at least go out on a one-on-one trade. If you try and take the gunfight on the second person, you might die. They might be able to go for the pickup there, but either way, Liquid able to lead, Liquid able to take the charge. And then the 2-6. Let's see if they can continue this. Let's see if Liquid is going to be closing it out 7-2, 7-2. That would be something. I said before, I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to the full 3 maps. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to need the maximum overtime rule right now. But Liquid is thinking a different way about that. They want to go to the grand finals more than anything else. In MIBR, they might be in a very big back foot right now. Needing 4 rounds in a row without a mistake to have the opportunity to bring it to overtime, to then fight it back to a potential win, to find a map number 3. It's a big ask. A very big ask from MIBR.
Well, they're trying to make sure that, I guess, we get to the reveal as quick as possible. But as a heads up, Liquid, the time on that's not changing whatever happens in these maps. They're hungry. They're hungry to see if they can take the next showing. It's Raps that drops to Sexy Cake yet again. The blow has fallen. They pick it back up. And for how hungry Liquid are, MIBR, unfortunately, seemingly aren't that thirsty today, regardless of how much of it is being completely submerged over them. Moringa holding and waiting for the push. The swing comes in, about to be punished, and is another missed moment by Philippux and MIBR. Another potential misdrone, miscommunication, whatever happens. It is just disconnected from each other right now in the halls of MIBR, and Liquid are punishing it.
Liquid definitely punishing it here, and Reduct, he's on a flank hold. Moringa is out there. There needs to be a bit more pressure from either side, from the windows right here. And as Moringa hears the rappel up, he's putting himself up in a very high spot and knows that he can be challenged in this place. And that means he has to stay put. He needs to wait for some support, and Nesk is on its way, trying to go through to make sure that Moringa is allowed to potentially rotate out. He's trying to go all the way, but spots out a player on the side. Is going to be trying to go for the kill. Will be able to maybe get it. I'm not sure. He's still alive, though. Will fall in the end, and Nesk will as well. Palu and PSK, the last 2 members alive. It was a valiant attempt to try and rotate out, but unfortunately for him, will not stick.
He was allowed a lot of time to try and build that, and they are finally able to find the punishment for him. They have this man advantage. They have a little bit to cling on to. It's just the setup and the final take as they find themselves face to face yet again with Palu, who has only died in rounds that Liquid have lost. And for now, he is still standing. And that's a bit of a worry. BSK is there too as they back their way round. Crouch, they find the backside as Palu finds the first sprays, gives the game away, and Palu gets the punishment there too. No way he finds 2 more for the tally. No way he's able to slip away, and falls. Has everything to do to keep MIBR in with a hopes and a dream. He's swung on the corner of Harry Potter. He's buried with cover. all the way deep, and he has a C4 in pocket. PSK can swing either side, and Falls is going to find the first fight. He doesn't know the rotations come through. 10 seconds. That'll tick slowly.
Down to
Palu puts the pace, and the world is proud of that man, what he can do. Liquid with the cleanest 2-0 I think we've seen them play. Face just nip ahead of them. And you know NIB, they're probably a little bit concerned.
They will be concerned if you have a Palu that plays like this, if you have a Nest that plays like this. And look at the rest of Liquid showing up as well. Can you not be concerned? Is there a way that you cannot be concerned when both these players are now popping off? 16 on Palu. Able to get the triple kill there in the end.
60-2.
Imagine as well. That's worth a cheer. That's worth a huddle. Liquid are your second grand finalists.
You can only smile and you can only be proud of them. We're proud of MIBR too. There's no two ways about that. The fight that they've given in this tournament, what they've been able to accomplish, how far and how deep they've been able to go, and the games that they've been able to play have been exciting, they've been enthralling, and unfortunately today, they just didn't have their day. But Liquid, I mean, one more game, my friends. Before that though, we are going to throw it back over to the desk and our experts to try and piece as much of that together as they can.
Thank you so much, and dankjewel, Hap. What an incredible game. Big respect and claps from Team Liquid towards MIBR, who wave back at them with as much energy as they can muster right now. MIBR's first big international test was this Invitational. From nothing, from rags to riches with MIBR, they made it to the top 3. An incredible run, but Team Liquid stand tall, and they will be facing up against their long-time Brazilian rivals of NIB.